The greatest robbery in history. The Great Brink's robbery, which took place on January 17, 1950, remains one of the most audacious and meticulously planned heists in history. The robbery targeted the Brink's armored car depot in Boston's North End and resulted in a haul of over $2.7 million, equivalent to over $29 million today. This exploration delves into the planning, execution, aftermath, and lasting impact of this legendary robbery, separating fact from fiction and uncovering the truth behind the greatest robbery in history. The planning. The Great Brink's robbery was orchestrated by Tony the actor Pino, a seasoned criminal from Boston. Pino assembled a team of experienced thieves, including Joseph Specs O'Keefe, Stanley G. Gus Balistrieri, and Henry Baker. The team spent months studying the layout of the Brink's depot, making wax impressions of keys, and perfecting their plan. They practiced the heist multiple times, ensuring that every detail was accounted for and that they could execute the robbery with precision. One of the most critical aspects of the planning was the team's ability to gather detailed information about the depot's security measures. They observed the facility for weeks, noting the routines of the guards and the timing of the cash deliveries. Pino and his team also managed to obtain a set of keys from a former Brink's employee, which they duplicated for the heist. The execution. On the evening of January 17, 1950, the team struck. They entered the Brink's depot after hours, using their duplicate keys to bypass the locks. Once inside, they moved swiftly and silently, disabling alarms and cameras. The team emptied the cash, checks, money orders, and other valuables from the vault, all while leaving no trace of their presence. The heist was executed with military precision. The team left the depot exactly as they found it, ensuring that the crime would not be discovered until the next morning. The total haul was over $2.7 million, which is equivalent to over $29 million in today's money. The robbery was so perfectly executed that it took the authorities several hours to realize that a robbery had occurred. The aftermath. The Great Brink's robbery sent shockwaves through the criminal underworld and law enforcement. The heist was so audacious that it captured the attention of the nation. The FBI launched a massive manhunt, but the team had already gone into hiding. The robbers had agreed to lie low for 5 years before dividing the loot, hoping that the statute of limitations would run out. However, internal conflicts and greed led to the downfall of the team. Joseph Specs O'Keefe, one of the robbers, grew impatient and began to talk. He was arrested in 1956 and eventually confessed, leading to the arrest of the remaining members of the team. The capture and trial O'Keefe's confession provided the FBI with the evidence they needed to arrest the remaining members of the team. In 1956, the robbers were brought to trial. Despite their meticulous planning and execution, the team's downfall was due to their inability to keep their mouths shut. The trial was highly publicized, and the robbers were sentenced to long prison terms. Most of the stolen money was never recovered. The robbers had divided the loot shortly after the heist, and much of it was spent or hidden. The FBI managed to recover only a small portion of the stolen cash, with the rest remaining a mystery. The impact. The Great Brink's robbery remains one of the most famous heists in history, not only for its audacity, but also for its meticulous planning and execution. The robbery highlighted the vulnerabilities in high-security facilities and led to significant improvements in security measures. It also demonstrated the importance of teamwork and precision in criminal activities. The aftermath of the robbery had lasting effects on the lives of the robbers and their families. Most of the team members were sentenced to long prison terms, and the stolen money was never fully recovered. The Great Brink's robbery serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of greed and the futility of attempting to outsmart law enforcement. Conclusion. The Great Brink's robbery stands as a testament to the ingenuity and audacity of its planners and executors. Despite its success, the heist ultimately led to the downfall of those involved, highlighting the inherent risks and consequences of criminal activities. The legacy of the Great Brink's Robbery continues to captivate the public imagination and serves as a reminder of the high stakes and intricate planning involved in such daring heists. The Great Brink's Robbery remains a landmark event in the history of crime, a story of audacity, precision, and ultimately, downfall. It serves as a reminder that even the most meticulously planned heists can unravel due to human error and greed. The story of the Great Brink's Robbery is not just about the audacity of the crime, but also about the human frailties that led to its undoing.